Many thanks for choosing us. Let's begin with the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, that has suspended its industrial action temporarily. This followed an emergency meeting by UTAG's National Executive Committee on Monday to evaluate their ongoing strike. Prior to this, meetings held between the leadership of UTAG, Parliament Education Committee, the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, Education Ministry, and the Labour Minister last week had ended inconclusively. Here are excerpts of the statement released after the meeting.
From the eminent persons, the Parliamentary Select Committee, we also considered our students who also made the appeals and the rest. So these are the things that we used as our considerations. But to say that there's something on the table at this point, as we've said, there's nothing. We are just being cautiously optimistic.
Has government made any commitment? You've said earlier that you are calling off the strike, that, okay, call it off, and you are going to improve the working conditions, all the conditions that you have
there. Been the commitments that have come in from the government side through these eminent persons. So at this point, we are just being optimistic. We're just being very cautious. But we all know that government oftentimes don't heed to its cries. So if they don't to get things done, then I wouldn't be surprised that we may have to come back and then go over the circle again.
Yes, the guy in blue at the back.
The NLC that has taken UTAG to court. So from here, we'll be trooping to court. We have a court hearing at 1:30 p.m. So we'll be going to court for the hearing of that case. These are two different issues. One is to negotiate, the other one has to do with whether the legality of a strike or otherwise. So these are two separate matters that we believe we can work on at the same time.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, to set aside today. Following the suspension of the strike, does it end that process or you still seeking that relief?
We are one of our releases. We are going to continue the court case to its logical conclusion. So on our side, we'll keep fighting the case in court. We believe it's the right thing to do, and we need to be able to bring finality to these things, because we believe it's something that labor must get done, and we are getting it done this time around.
For instance, we heard that management wrote a letter directing the lecturers to go back to the classroom. So just you start doing to assist your members in some of these institutions who are under pressure.
That who is on this side is under pressure, and the pressure is not small. Sometimes even your pastor gets involved. So this is how far the pressure can go. So when it happened at UPSA, quickly the leaders there responded to management to inform them that they are waiting on for NEC to take a decision. So now that NEC has taken a decision, it's easier for us to now see to the various managements once the individual.
Let's go live to the press center and speak with my colleague, Kwekwa Sante, who is monitoring events for us. Kwekwa Sante, UTAG president says that they're going back to the classrooms whilst negotiation goes on, but he says it is temporarily. I mean, when do they intend to bring finality to this matter?
So, Aisha, the leadership of UTAG says they are giving government 14 days. And so this strike is only suspended for the next 14 days to give government the opportunity to ensure that the working conditions of UTAG are improved. Of course, UTAG says they were not willing to back down on this strike, but they got calls from some eminent Ghanaians. They met former president, they met Ms. Sam Jonah. They also met student groups who were telling them about how the strike has been impacting them, how it is taking the academic calendar out of sync. And so they've listened to all these pleas, and they are returning to the classroom for the next 14 days and hoping that government takes the opportunity to resolve these concerns. The sense they are giving is that in the next 14 days, if government does not resolve this strike, then their members will embark on another strike, which will probably have no end in sight. We understand that, last year, UTAG embarked on a similar strike action. Government impressed upon them to sign an MOU and call off the strike while she continued. Nothing came out of that, and so UTAG says now we are cautiously optimistic that government will get on the way of ensuring that the accidents are met. If not, then they are going to go on the mother of all strike.
Now, the president spoke about a court case, a pending court case. How does it actually affect today's decision?
So technically, that case was to pronounce on whether or not the strike being embarked on by UTAG was legal or illegal. But now that UTAG has called off the strike, we know that that court case is happening today, later today. It is not clear what exactly will be done because UTAG have called off that strike before the court invited to make a pronouncement as to legality or otherwise. But UTAG says this expected should go ahead within its normal, natural course. And they expect that no decision will be made as to compelling them to get back to work because they've actually just called off the strike themselves. And so what some people have been telling us is that the court might probably step down on the issue of whether to decide whether the strike was legal or illegal and wait until maybe the resurgent strike in 14 days comes up again before NLC may go to court. But what we understand from the NLC is that if UTAG have not called off the strike yesterday and today, when they go to court, they will be willing to cite the leadership of UTAG for contempt for disobeying the court orders because last week the High Court ordered UTAG members to resume, but UTAG did not pay heed to that specific order. And so what the NLC had been telling us was that they were going to cite UTAG for contempt. But now that UTAG has called on the strike, all those specific actions are now moot, and we are waiting to see what exactly the court will do for this particular suit, Aisha.
Kwekwa is our man following the UTAG conversation at the press center for us. Let's listen to President of UTAG who's been addressing the press. The president, Professor Nuno, who's been addressing the press on UTAG's next stage, he's talking about going to court, and he says that would not affect the decision today. And you heard Kwekwa Asante talk about if they had not cancelled or the strike, they would have been charged for contempt for disobeying the court's order. We'll try and get him on that one. But at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, they've been excited, students are excited about the suspension of the strike. Listen to some of them.
That has affected me personally, because I'm in final year, and final year we do projects and stuff. Due to the strike, sometimes you call your supervisors and they will tell you they are on strike. You need some assistance with your project and you won't get it anyway. Sometimes, though, you have to research and stuff to get assistance for your projects. The best assistance can come from your lectures, but here lies the case. They are telling us they are on strike, so we shouldn't bother reaching out to them.
I came to campus the very first day that continuous students were supposed to come, and it was like we didn't know what to do, like anything to do on campus, just staying on campus and waiting for the strike to be called off. But actually just yesterday after their meeting, they came into a conclusion that they will call the strike off, but we are still on campus and we've heard nothing. So for me, I'm still on campus and I'm not ready to go home.
The strike has really affected all of us as a student, especially the final year students. I'm in third year, and it has really affected us. We just came to school, it's almost 2 months now, and then we do nothing. We just wake up and then go back to bed, wake up, go back to bed. And then I'm really happy they've called off the strike, because it's really going to help us. First it was the COVID, and now strike. It's really slowing down the academic system and all, so I'm really happy.